Hello and welcome to week 4. It's hard to believe we're almost halfway through the course, and next week will officially mark the halfway point. But wanted to quickly touch base with you on and kind of highlight some of the key components for the week. Obviously, the biggest, I guess, obstacle or opportunity, depending on how you look at it, for grading this week is the paper. So in weeks 2 and 4, you'll have uh, papers due, and then obviously the last week will be our group project. But week four's paper revolves around a comparison of 2 different school districts. So you can use oral interviews, you can talk to people within your cohort, you can use contracts, but you're really going to dive into the similarities and differences of the evaluation system within those 2 school districts and dig a little further. It's almost like a building on that first assignment that was due, and you all did a fine job with in week 2. Anyway, feel free to contact me with any questions as you put the finishing touches on that. That is due Friday at midnight, and then I'll turn around and grade it a week from now. This is Sunday. A week from now, and get that back to you so that you can have some feedback. Then your readings will focus this week primarily on classified personnel and the differences between classified and certificated. In many instances, or at least in some instances, Ed Code has different provisions for classified personnel versus certificated personnel. And what I find is certificated people, so teachers like yourselves, know certificated contracts pretty well, but there is some variances in classified. And one thing that is highlighted in the video modules is the personnel commission. So there is a big difference in districts that are personnel commission districts or merit districts, and be curious to hear through posts how many of you are in merit districts. I have not spent any time in a merit district, but have some friends who are in merit districts and find it quite fascinating in terms of some of the processes that they use. I think in some cases, pretty good processes. But again, so the video will cover that. And what I'm finding, I do want to remind you, is when you post, please post by Wednesday of the week. And then there are a few of you who are only posting once. And just want to remind you, you need to post and then respond to a classmate's post. So a total of a minimum of 2 posts. Some are posting 3 or 4 times, and that's perfectly appropriate. Just having a conversation with your colleagues. But at minimum, to get full credit, you do need to have 2 posts. So by Wednesday of the week, and then by Saturday evening of the week would be the second post. So the last thing is our next synchronous session will be a week from Wednesday, so September 23rd, and we decided to do that at 7 p.m. And stay tuned for next week's announcements, and I'll kind of highlight what I'm asking you to be ready to discuss on the 23rd. But other than that, a pretty standard week in terms of what the content covers. And feel free to text or call if you have any questions regarding the assignment as you're putting the finishing touches on that. Have graded a couple already who have turned that in and have done a really good job with that. So kudos for being out in front of it. And as always, have a great week, and God bless.